Hello, welcome. My name is Tracy. I'm an independent Stampin' Up demonstrator here in Australia. Thank you so much for joining me today. Today we're going to make this gorgeous card using the Painted Harvest stamp set. And I really like the different textures in this card. So the supplies needed for this card are the Painted Harvest stamp set, and I'm also using the leaf punch that coordinates with this stamp set. I have the stitched shape framelit dies, and I've used the largest stitched square for this one here in the background. I have the rectangle stitched framelit dies, and I've got the fourth largest in the rectangle, and this is what it actually cuts out, but this is a leftover piece from a previous card. So let me show you the card that it's come from. So it's this one here. This was on my YouTube and blog on the 7th of May, so beginning of this month. Go back and check that one out if you haven't already seen it. But this piece has just come out of the inside of that Wood Textures Designer Series paper. I have used the corrugated embossing folder. I have the velvet ribbon in the rich razzleberry, and this is so plush and beautiful. The metallic pearls. The inks for today is the Craft White, Granny Apple Green, Crushed Curry and Rich Razzleberry. And my card kit is all ready to go here as well. Now you can find all the measurements and supplies for this card over my blog, and there is a link in the description of this video. There's also a link to my online store if you would like to purchase any Stampin' Up supplies and you live in Australia. I would love to be your demonstrator. Pop in the hostess code for the month and I'll send you out a free gift. But you also earn Inky Rewards as my customer, which is a special way of thanking you for shopping with me, where you can earn free products. So we have the colours in the background here is crumb cake card base. We have piece of rich razzleberry card, piece of Granny Apple Green card, Sahara Sand, Whisper White, and that Wood Textures Designer Series paper. So I'm going to just take my card base, and it's already scored in the middle. I'm just going to fold it in half and burnish those edges. And then I can pop that one away, it's not needed. What we might do is we might do the stamping first. And the stamping is going to be on the Granny Apple Green card, and we're going to bring in the Granny Apple Green ink. We're going to stamp 3 of those leaves. So let's bring that leaf stamp in. It's this one here, the one with the detail on it. And I need 3 of those leaves. Okay. Then we're going to bring in the Crushed Curry ink pad. And let's do that beautiful sunflower. So we have 2 stamps here. One is the background and one is the more detailed. So let's do the background first. And then the more detailed. Let's see if I can line that up. Beautiful. And then in the center, I'm going to use the rich razzleberry ink. And there's a little center piece. And I like to just stamp that a couple of times, moving the stamp around so it fills in any holes on the outside if there was any. So I'm going to fussy cut this one out, and then we're going to bring the punch in and punch those leaves that we have there. So let's just bring that punch in and punch our 3 leaves. I love this granny apple green. It's my go-to at the moment. We're going to bring the big shot in now, and we're going to use the corrugated embossing folder for this one, and I'm going to die cut the large stitched square in the Sahara sand. So I'm just placing that down on my big shot and running that one through. And that's that piece. Opening up my big shot to the very last layer, I'm going to pop this inside my embossing folder, and I want the stripes to go up and down. And this is a thick one, so we only need the 1 cutting plate. So let's just pop the 1 cutting plate on top, and we'll run that one through. And that gives such a nice deep image as well. So the last little bit of inking that we're going to do is we're going to take the craft ink stamp pad, and I'm just going to run that colour down the embossing just to give it a little bit of extra colouring and texture. So just like that. I have all my elements ready to go, so let's start popping it all together. Our corrugated piece I'm just going to glue down with the Tombow glue. And that's just going to be glued straight down onto our card base. Now my card base is half a piece of A4 chopped in half and then scored in half, which is a standard size here in Australia. Now that Whisper White is not completely dry, and it does take a little while to dry, so you just got to be careful of that. See, we can see it all on my hand still. I'm also going to glue my Wood Textures Designer Series paper down. And what one do I want? I think I might go that one. I'm just going to pop that down relatively in the middle. Now working on the flowers, I'm going to pop my leaves on the back, so I'm just going to pop a little bit of the Tombow glue on those stems of each one. And then I'm going to just pop them behind the flower. And one down the bottom. And let's put some dimensionals on the back there to pop that up. And I found it was good to stick half a dimensional on each of the top leaf. Last one there. And then we can pop that up onto the Sahara sand stitch square that's been die cut out. We will have a little bit of the leaves and that spilling over the top, but that's fine. Doesn't all fit on that square. Sort of want it like that, and don't the colours just go so well together. And we're going to pop that up and sticking it down onto the Woodwords Designer Series paper. So let's bring our dimensionals back in. Not quite in the middle, is it? Let's move it up slightly. That's good. Now, I thought the gold metallic pearls worked really well, so let's bring those in. I'll stick one up here. Oh, there's 2 there, 3 there. And one down here as well. And lastly, we're just going to pop in a little bit of that gorgeous ribbon for that extra texture. And what I did is I just tied a little knot in the middle. So just like that, cutting my ends off with my ribbon scissors. And glue dots work really well to keep ribbon down, so I'm just going to pop it on the glue dot. And stick that in the middle. Come on, go this way. Thanks so much for joining me today. I hope you've enjoyed today's card. If you have, please give me a thumbs up and leave me a comment. Head over to my blog where you can get all the measurements and supplies, and if you haven't signed up for my newsletter, please do. I would love to let you know what's going on in the Stampin' Up world. Until next time, have a wonderful day, and I'll see you all very soon. Bye bye.